Hi everyone, welcome back to Spiritual Growth Tarot. I'm Denise, and this reading will be for us for March 31st. And of course, as always, my intention is to dive into what can help our souls grow the most, and then also, help for the day. So, okay, let me drop the camera down. Okay, so today I'm using Jamie Sawyer's Path Tarot, and it's if you like it, it's available on Etsy. Okay, so what is it that we most need to know? And how do we help grow our souls at this point? Get back to the pure spirit that we are. Well, not get back, it's already there. The work is always just to clear out the crusty old soul substance that has been through a lot and has good reason to have lots of false beliefs. And I'm going to combine Jamie Sawyer's little Lenormand deck as well. Actually, let me make some room up here. Okay. Okay, so now okay, well, we've got a couple reversals with the tarot. Oh, I have a lot more room than I thought. Good, that makes it easier for me to pick the cards up. Because of the reversals. I have to show you the actual image. Okay, so our theme here, what do we have? Because there's no, writing on the cards, sometimes I have to count the wands. Well, it looks like is it the 9 or the 10? Let's see, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, it's the 9. So it's a little more... well, it's a different image than the normal, like defense line of the traditional 9 of Swords. But, so when it comes through, check out that awesome artwork. I love how she made the wands into crystals. But then, we have the fiery energy of all the wands in the background. So she did a pretty darn good job sticking to the traditional symbolism in the Rider-Waite. But anyway, so with the nine of Wands reversed, we're in that realm of, because it's reversed, being exhausted from being defensive. So on a soul level, where's my chopstick? There we go. On a soul level, when we go through life, well, even just on a physical level, if we're not even considering the soul, but I always feel like the soul and the body are one, like there's no difference. And what happens is when we go through life defended, cortisol shoots through our veins, it goes through our system, it causes problems, actually. It causes, illness. It causes physical problems. It causes heart issues and adrenal exhaustion. Because just imagine the difference of going through life like rushing all the time, like I gotta get this done, or I have to protect myself. I've got to protect myself. Or imagine, my heart goes out to all of you who have gone through this. Anytime any of us have gone through any type of a traumatic situation, and you had to, protect yourself and maybe others. And then other times it happens on the low level, like low level forms of PTSD. They call it low level, but I think it's more challenging to heal. I believe anything can be healed on the, the spiritual soul levels, but, sometimes physically, it makes for big challenges. Now, what happens when it's that low level like when you're not safe, like when kids grow up in homes where they're not safe, what happens is that your emotional body and most of all your nervous system does not have the ability to self-regulate. Boy, if I get a frog in my throat. And what happens is that with the inability to self-regulate, we either go into, fight, flight, or defense. It's just what we do. Either we're going to jump up and fight back, which would be the case in this card. But then again, sometimes it's withdrawing, but we're in the realm of wands. I would think withdrawing would be more like the Eight of Swords, actually. This to me feels more like the fight. I'm going to fight, because this is the card of wounded warriors as well. So when it comes through reversed, there's just complete exhaustion because you've been holding up the battle for too long. So you have to give yourself so much love, and self-care has to be worked with on a daily basis, and let yourself heal. Allow yourself to heal. I remember years ago, back in the late 90s, I went through a period where I was exhausted. I was literally just exhausted, and I couldn't figure out why. It's like every day, and I wasn't that old. I was like, I don't know, early 40s or something. And I went to sleep one night, praying to know, asking my guides, asking God, asking the universe, what's wrong with me? Is something wrong with me? Do I need to go get checked out? What's going on? Because it, been going on for weeks. And I woke up in the morning, but right before I woke up, I heard, your white blood cell count is too high, but if you rest and you get enough sleep, it will heal of its own accord. So I just whoa, okay, thank you. And I adjusted my schedule. I was doing massage therapy at the time, and so what I did is I adjusted my schedule so that I didn't have any early morning or late evening clients. I completely rearranged my schedule, and I made it based on what my body needed rather than what they wanted from me. And I didn't lose any clients. I mean, I was willing to because I had to. What else was I going to do? But I think at that period of time I was healing years and years of feeling, very defended and being in this battle mode, which I lived in, growing up with an alcoholic mother, and my dad not being at home because he was, trying to take care of all the financial needs that all of us kids had, and he kind of left her to us, and she would go into rages, like alcoholics do, or just constantly griping all day long. So, but anyway, I learned that I was in this defensive mode because I didn't feel safe. I didn't feel safe with her. And not being the oldest, I kind of wanted to protect my brother and sister too. So here I wound up, in my 40s, and it's okay, you wanted to heal, it's time to heal. And that's what I had to do. So that was my first adventure into self-care. So I offer that to you if there's anything there that can help. Now, because we have the Ace of Swords here, look at this image, isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Talk about the truth. We've got the third eye color here, this intuitive, lilac, lavender color, which is the color I always see when I sit to meditate and my guides pop in. I'm like, oh, hi, I know it's them. And it's truth. This is the sword of truth. This is the sword of clarity. The Ace of Swords is all about vision and success and clarity and having new opportunities as well. It's like a sharp focus and a sharp mind. Now, because these two little Lenormand cards popped up in between, I think what the message here is that if we get clear on how why we're exhausted when we are exhausted, whenever that is, and we cannot ever judge ourselves for it. We're learning, the limitations of our bodies. And sometimes our spirits just want us, not want us, they're not pushing us, but we kind of we go with the flow and then we hit a wall. Our creativity comes through and we go and then we hit a wall. Or we're just, regular mundane type of work and then we realize that, we have to stop. Or we push to get it done. So if pushing to get it done and avoiding our feelings will get us to that exhausted place. So I think that this card is saying, like literally spelling out, that when it comes to self-care, when we're exhausted, that the truth will come through if we go back to what it's like to be a little one. Because little ones, infants sleep a lot, and because they're growing. Little ones are, they take naps all the time because they need to. They're growing. So when we're growing spiritually, we're still going to need to take naps or have more sleep. Like whatever works for you best. You can put yourself to bed early at night and sleep in the morning if that's what needs. Go with your body and go with how it is daily, because it'll guide you. Just remember, your body and your soul are one, and you don't want your mind to fight it. It's like we want our minds to get the truth of what our bodies are trying to heal, because it's leftover remnants from the past. There's no need to judge it or make it anything more than just the need to heal. So to get inside the truth of the exhaustion would mean to go back to something, a new start, but to go back to the playful way that feeds your heart. This can be with the child card. This could be like a new child that you love and that gets exhausted easily, and you're trying to teach them how to self-regulate. And then on another level, it could be that this is to go back, the truth and the clarity will come through when you go back to like that innocent place of following your heart, going after what you love. Because the heart is, it's so easy with these symbols. If you just dive into it, it's like this one is either a child or a baby or something brand new or a new fresh start or innocence. Everything that, children remind you of. And playfulness, too. And then, of course, the heart is just everything loving. And the things that make your heart, whatever can, like, renew your heart is the message I'm feeling here. And then healing that level of exhaustion. And that is, see, we have clues here too, because the whip can be, card can come in when we're a little too pushy. This card's all about work, repetition, exercise. It can also be a little abusive, it's like cracking the whip, right? It can, it's easy to get that image in your head. So if we're exhausted because we've been too hard on ourselves and pushed ourselves over and over and over again, with the fish, on one level it can be careful of exhausting yourself and then trying to feel better by drinking. Be careful of repeatedly, because that's a key word for the whip, repeatedly just going with the flow and letting other people control you. Because the fish brings in the element of many. It's also abundance, and it's also going with the flow. So tuning into an issue, because remember this is our theme, an issue of exhaustion, then that feels to me like too much. Because we have 2 reversals here and a negative card here. Unless this is, like going to work out. So this could be too much working out, too much, putting yourself under the deadlines, too much of working too hard. That's what I get. Will leave anybody exhausted. So again, it goes back to balance. And then we have the Queen of Cups. I love this card. I absolutely love this card. Look at those colors. Wow, look at the ocean waves. That is so cool. But anyway, so the Queen of Cups straight up, of course, is nurturing yourself. It's emotional intelligence. It is devotion and care. And when it comes through reversed, we have trouble in that department. We have to be careful because there's an immaturity here. There's an emotional immaturity, and there's a sensitivity that's a little overly sensitive. I mean, straight up, of course, it's sensitive and empathic and healing, very intuitive. This is one of the most intuitive psychic cards, probably as much as I put her up there with the I put the Queen and the King of Cups up there with the High Priestess. I do, but that's just kind of the way I read, but everyone's different. So, well, that little ship back there, if you think of your body as being a ship, or at least a boat, some type of a vessel that's navigating through life, and if you have leaks of energy going out, your ship's going to sink someday. Your boat's going to sink. So we have to be careful of energy vampires and putting ourselves in positions where we're overgiving too much and too often. Because the truth is, we all need to rest and renew ourselves, and that creates healthy hearts as well. Because we have to be really careful for, this gal can be a little manipulative here when she's reversed. But it comes from it actually, there's no judgment in it. It just comes from feeling insecure. So if you feel insecure, of course you're going to work extra hard because you're trying to make up for a perceived, inadequacy inside. And it's not true. It's not true. It's just our childhood wounding. And, we have to heal that. So, let's see, where's my, oh my goodness, where the heck is my, I'm looking for my, no, that's not it. Oh, here it is. Let's use the, I got rid of most of my boxes and put my cards in a basket just to make it easier. Let's use the Animal Spirit Oracle. I didn't shuffle it, but let's see how it goes. Let's see what else there is. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Awesome. Okay. Peacock Spirit. Let it shine. Strut your stuff, baby. And then Starfish says, open to infinite possibility. And that is true. I mean, we live in a universe where there are infinite opportunities and possibilities every day. And then Pig Spirit says to use your minds wisely. So that certainly goes with that Ace of Swords that we had. So this feels like, these cards to me feel like when we're on the other side of the healing, then your spirit comes through and shines so much more brightly. I mean, look at all the light coming through. I guess this would be the peacock's core here. That's gorgeous. I love how she puts little crowns on all of them. And then when your spirit shines, you're in alignment with the universe. You're in the natural flow of love and wisdom that's just always there. And then from there it's so much easier to open up to all the infinite opportunities and possibilities in life. So I guess the mind can come in to help us prioritize and remind us to, well, I honestly think it's our spirit that reminds us to, to align back in with the love and open. We have to, I don't know how it's been for you guys, but for me, I've always had to remind myself to constantly open, just open to the love, open to it being easier, open to life bringing you more than what you need. And you don't have to go around praying every day oh please, oh please. In fact, that's not the right way to do it. The right way to do it actually is to affirm that you already have it. So you're saying thank you. Thank you for whatever it is you're trying to manifest, as if you already have it, and then sitting and feeling every day what it's like to experience having it. And then you open more and more and more. And then, of course, your spirit comes through and you're shining. And you have retrained your mind to work in an entirely new way that's in alignment with the laws of abundance. Yeah. So we can open to infinite abundance, infinite love and abundance. So, okay, well, that's all I have for today, you guys. Thanks so much for listening, and I'll be back soon. Okay, bye.